For the last few years, there's been an ongoing debate about certain historical monuments of certain terrible people. Some people argue that tearing them down would erase history. What do I think? I think this topic sounds super heavy, so instead I'm going to talk about a totally unrelated children's show. In the 5th episode of the 2nd season of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the gang arrives at a village that despises the Avatar enough to burn them in effigy. When questioned about this, they claim that in a past life, Aang murdered their great leader, Chin the Conqueror, a man that they have a heroic commemorative statue of. Sokka and Katara try to prove Aang's innocence and solve a 190-year-old crime, while Aang is put on trial in a kangaroo court. The big twist of the episode is that the villagers are right. Avatar Kyoshi murdered the hell out of Chin and regrets nothing. Their recollection of events is largely correct. The problem, and the reason for their unfair hatred of Aang, is their characterization of Chin. See, the village views Chin as a heroic conqueror and great leader. The giant heroic statue that they have of him probably has something to do with that characterization. Avatar Kyoshi explains that Chin was actually a total piece of shit, and she had to kill him to end his reign of general shittiness. But because they've lionized certain historical figures, the villagers have come to view a violent but arguably necessary event as a horrible crime against them and their culture. Chin was an important historical figure who had a significant effect on the in-universe history, and given how conquering has become all the rage for the last century, remembering him would be important. But the statue doesn't tell the villagers anything about actual historical events, only that there was a guy named Chin and he looked kinda like this. Their actual recollection of history comes from other sources, which seem to be mostly accurate. But it does change the way they view Chin, which changes the moral lens that they apply to the historical information that they do have. The statue doesn't help them remember history any better. It only gets in the way of their ability to assess it objectively. The Civil War is one of the most obsessively documented pieces of American history, down to the minute-by-minute movements of individual troops. People regularly dress up in historical cosplay and meticulously reenact battles from it as a hobby. They've been doing it for decades. The Civil War isn't a piece of history that we're in any danger of forgetting. We have a lot of things ensuring that we remember it. Those statues are not one of those things. They aren't providing historical information, they're just skewing people's view of the information that does exist by lionizing people who were, by any decent standards, total pieces of shit.